Hey guys, it is Katie Weaver from True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters, and I am here at the Fremont County Courthouse. As you know, it is day one. Oh, we should get the house in the background if I can here. It is day one of the Chad Daybell's preliminary hearing, and that's going to be starting here in about a half an hour, but I wanted to come up and give you a little bit of, uh, a peek at what's going on up here. And then, of course, Christy and I will be watching today. We'll do a live a little later this evening to recap everything that we learned today. So until then, I just wanted to make sure that you guys had a little look at what's going on up here. So right behind me is the Court TV van. They're all set up and ready. They will be streaming from inside the courthouse, and other news organizations will be tapping into their stream. Right behind them is an unmarked vehicle that is, I'm not sure what news site that is. I'm going to guess that's Dateline, but maybe we can find out. And I'll walk through here as we go and give you guys a little tour of all of the media that's here. Now, know that this is a closed courtroom because the COVID effect is, in place. And so that's why this is going to be a live streamed event. You may know that there was a bit of court about this last week. The prosecutor had objected to having this event live streamed. Ultimately, the judge ruled in favor of, he upheld his original ruling to allow it because of COVID, because otherwise the courtroom is closed. So we don't really know who all is going to be allowed in the courtroom. We'll learn that this morning as we go. Of course, there'll be the prosecutor and Chad and his attorney and the bailiff and the judge and the court recorder, and there may be a few other people too. We're not really sure exactly who is allowed to be in there, but very few people. At any rate, you're wondering what a preliminary hearing is. This, of course, is not a jury trial. This is not Chad's big day in court. This is when the prosecutor has an opportunity to convince the court that he has enough evidence to move forward with the charges. So these are two felony charges. These are based around the concealment and destroying of the children's bodies. Okay, sorry guys, we dropped. The internet up here is not fantastic. But anyway, so this is again where the prosecutor will prove that he has enough evidence to carry forward with those charges. We'll be back here next week for Lori on the very same charges. So it'll be interesting in the next 2 days to see what evidence comes out. We really anticipate that a lot of things that we haven't heard yet are going to be revealed, and probably some blockbusters are going to be revealed here, some bombs dropped. We anticipate that, so it's going to be a very interesting day. So I'm going to switch the camera here so I can scroll around a little bit and show you guys what we're seeing. So this is the end of a full city block, or well, not a whole block, I guess, just right in front of the courthouse. So it's blocked and no one can drive down the street, though they must have done that a little later this morning because there are plenty of cars here. But realize that one of the jobs right now of the police is to keep Chad safe. He needs to have his day in court, right? So we don't want anything to happen to him. Now, what I'm showing you right now, you're seeing a bunch of trailers. That looks to me like a bit of a little trailer alleyway that they built to block visibility to Chad. So this little brown building on the corner, this little brick building, that's the actual jail. And so they'll be transferring him from the jail over here to the courthouse. And so they set up all of these trailers here, presumably to keep the public and the press from being able to see Chad be transferred from point A to point B. Again, probably less about letting us see him and more about keeping him safe, because that's their job, and he needs to have his days in court and be accountable for what he has done. But anyway, that's how they did that. Recognize this is a tiny jail in a tiny town. A high-profile case like this is just never really happened here before. So they're certainly improvising and doing the best they can. So that's how that is being handled. So they're certainly getting set up in the courthouse right now for the hearing to start. Now, scrolling over here, you'll see this is the white truck that I talked about. I'm not sure which news organization this is, to be honest. I'm sure we'll figure that out during the day. We have Court TV right here. They've actually been here since Friday, getting set up and ready to be in charge of the live stream that everybody will get an opportunity to see. And then parked on the road, we have East Idaho News. We have Local News 8. We have the Post Register, several other media outlets as well. There would be more media here if it wasn't a closed courtroom, you know, because there's not much of an incentive for people to travel here. So, and that's okay. But that is essentially what's happening here. It's actually a pretty quiet morning. You know, those that are supposed to be here are probably already inside. There are businesses all the way around here and homes that have signs for JJ and Tylee, justice for JJ and Tylee. That's been a big theme in this area. You know, we've talked a lot before about how much this situation has rocked these small communities and how much, you know, shock and devastation has been caused. And, you know, the community is really invested right now in seeing some justice for these kids and the other people that have died as well, Tammy and Charles and Joseph. And so that's what's happening, guys. There's not a whole lot more to show you. I just wanted you to see, you know, the basic scene out here this morning. So the live stream will start shortly. You can watch that on Court TV, I believe, probably through their YouTube. I believe that's what I read. East Idaho News will be sharing that and streaming that as well. I would imagine that Justin Lum is also. So there should be plenty of ways to be able to follow up and watch court today. And then Christy and I will be back here later this evening with a live stream to wrap up everything that we learned today. And we'll go from there. So this is Katie Weaver. I've been here live with you at the Fremont County Courthouse for Chad Daybell's day one of his preliminary hearing. We'll talk soon.